Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's me here. You can't see me in the shadows, so just waving.
It's because the sun is directly behind us, but
I'm holding up.
We thought that the scenery was more
Tower
important
Bridge
than seeing us, and ultimately the most important is hearing. So, like that. Okay. I'm not sure how she's going to read and hold up Tower Bridge at the same time, but we'll see.
All right, Canto 3, Chapter 26, Text 43. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 43. The characteristics of water are exhibited by its moisturing other substances, coagulating various mixtures, causing satisfaction, maintaining life, softening things, driving away heat, incessantly supplying itself to reservoirs of water, and refreshing by slacking thirst. Purport. Starvation can be mitigated by drinking water. It is sometimes found that if a person who has taken a vow to fast takes a little water at intervals, the exhaustion of fasting is at once mitigated. In the Vedas it is also stated, apomayam prana, life depends on water. With water anything can be moistened or dampened. Flour dough can be prepared with a mixture of water. Mud is made by mixing earth with water. As stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, water is a cementing ingredient of different material elements. If we build a house, water is actually the constituent in making the bricks. Fire, water and air are the exchanging elements for the entire material manifestation, but water is most prominent. Also, excessive heat can be reduced simply by pouring water on the heated field. Pretty self-explanatory, different ways that water is actually the source of life.
Yeah, and it's I like the point that it's the cementing principle, because it glues things together by creating that moisture. It enables cement to be created, flour dough. You know, it's the binding agent. And in ceremonies, water is often used. In wedding ceremony, there's a part where the bride and groom's hands are placed together, and then water is poured over it, and that's meant to kind of seal or cement the relationship, the marriage. So here we have another element, the element of water, and it's being described as principles. Anything else? 44. Due to the interaction of water with the taste perception, the subtle element odor evolves under superior arrangement. Thence, the earth and the olfactory sense, by which we can variously experience the aroma of earth, become manifest. So from water with taste comes odor or aroma, and then of course earth and the nose, the sense for smelling. Odor, although one, becomes many as mixed, offensive, fragrant, mild, strong, acidic, and so on, according to the proportions of associated substances. Okay, so it seems just like with taste, there's a variety of them. With odor, there's also a variety that's listed here. Mixed, offensive odors. You ever heard experienced some offensive odors? Fragrant, honeysuckle. Mild, I kind of smell it. Strong, wow, that's too strong. And the acidic is kind of an interesting one. Acidic odor. I guess it could be like acidic, maybe the smell of lemons.
Maybe Prabhupada explains it in the purport.
Okay, I'll read the purport. Thought we were meant to discuss these things.
Yes, but let's
threadbare.
hear from Founder Acharya first, and then we can discuss.
Mixed smell. Yeah. Mixed smell is sometimes perceived in foodstuffs prepared from various ingredients, such as vegetables mixed with different kinds of spices and asafoetida. Bad odors are perceived in filthy places. Good smells are perceived from camphor, menthol, and similar other products. Pungent smells are perceived from garlic and onions, and acidic smells are perceived from turmeric and similar sour substances. Turmeric. Okay, that's an acidic smell. The original aroma is the odor emanating from the earth, and when it is mixed with different substances, this odor appears in different ways. Thoughts?
No. 46. The characteristics of the functions of earth can be perceived by modeling forms of the Supreme Brahman, by constructing places of residence, by preparing pots to contain water, etc. In other words, the earth is the place of sustenance for all elements. Purport. Different elements such as sound, sky, air, fire and water can be perceived in the earth. Another feature of the earth, especially mentioned here, is that earth can manifest different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By this statement of Kapila's, it is confirmed that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brahman, has innumerable forms which are described in the scriptures. By manipulation of earth and its products such as stone, wood and jewels, these forms of the Supreme Lord can be present before our eyes. When a form of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is manifested by presentation of a statue made of earth, it is not imaginary. The earth gives shape to the Lord's forms as described in the scriptures.
In the Brahma Samhita there is description of Lord Krishna's lands, the variegatedness of the spiritual abode, and the forms of the Lord playing the flute with his spiritual body. All these forms are described in the scriptures, and when they are thus presented, they become worshipable. They are not imaginary as the Mayavad philosophy says. Sometimes the word bhavana is misinterpreted as imagination, but bhavana does not mean imagination. It means giving actual shape to the description of Vedic literature. Earth is the ultimate transformation of all living entities and their respective modes of material nature.
Bhavana. Is that my name? Bhavana.
Any thoughts?
That was a thought.
Okay. I have a thoughtless morning here. We'll just read the thoughts of the founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada.
Have you got any thoughts?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Okay.
This is the earth gives shape, so from the earth so many things can be made. It's interesting how the elements culminate in the earth, and the earth is the sustenance of everything. So it's the container which all the elements fit into, like that.
Well, we can see all around us, so maybe you can't see so much because of the shop that we got. There's different shapes and sizes of buildings which may look fancy, you know, some are, I prefer the traditional buildings. Yeah, you can see now, but they've all originated and all are earth. You know, some may look more fancier than others. It's glass, it's a different colour stone or this, but as we've just read in these verses, it's made up of what? Water and earth, is it not? And it's just been fashioned in different ways. to look a certain way.
There you go. There you have it. Perfection of yoga. Okay.
Text 47. The sense whose object of perception is sound is called the auditory sense, and that whose object of perception is touch is called the tactile sense. Purport. Sound is one of the qualifications of the sky and is the subject matter for hearing. Similarly, touch is the qualification of the air and is the subject of the touch sensation.
Text 48. The sense whose object of perception is form, the distinctive characteristic of fire, is the sense of sight. The sense whose object of perception is taste, the distinctive characteristic of water, is known as the sense of taste. Finally, the sense whose object of perception is odor, the distinctive characteristic of earth, is called the sense of smell. Since the cause exists and its effect as well, the characteristics of the former are observed in the latter. That is why the peculiarities of all elements exist in the earth alone. I didn't quite get that last part there. Let me read it again. Since the cause exists in its effect as well, the characteristics of the former are observed in the latter. Oh, I see, okay. That is why the peculiarities of all elements exist in the earth alone. Yeah, so whatever comes later is contains the elements that came previously. So, in that sense, the earth is specifically, I guess you could say, empowered to contain all the elements, and the peculiarities or the distinctions of all the elements are there. Anyway, purport. Yeah. Sound. Sound is the cause of the sky. Sky is the cause of air. Air is the cause of fire. Fire is the cause of water, and water is the cause of earth. In the sky there is only sound. In the air there are sound and touch. In fire there are sound, touch, and form. In water there are sound, touch, form, and taste. And in the earth there are sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Therefore, earth is a reservoir of all the qualities of the other elements. Earth is the sum total of all other elements. The earth has all 5 qualities of the elements. Water has 4, fire 3, air 2, and the sky has only 1 quality, sound. Interesting.
There's currently a sound in the sky now. Can you hear it? Oh, it's really windy now.
Chilly in the
wind.
wind.
All of a sudden, the elements have changed.
Yeah.
Oh, a jacket's gonna fly off. Okay, take 50 before we get blown away into the Thames. When all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of creation, along with time, work, and the qualities of modes of material nature, entered into the universe with the total material energy in 7 divisions. Purport. After stating the generation of the causes, Kapila Dev speaks about the generation of the effects. At that time, when the causes were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his feature of Bhava Vishnu, entered into each universe. Accompanying him were all of the 7 primary elements, the 5 material elements, the total energy, Mahatattva, and the false ego. This entrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead involves his entering even the atoms of the material world. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Andantarastam Paramano Chayantarastam. He is not only within the universe, but within the atoms also. He is within the heart of every living entity. Garbhodakshay Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered into everything. So this is Garbhodaksha Vishnu when he enters into the universes.
Where?
That's what we just read. Or not?
Yes, so. Yeah, when they were unmixed, then that's when the Lord entered into them and they basically became mixed. Yeah.
Got mixed up.
Text 51. From these 7 principles, roused into activity and united by the presence of the Lord, an unintelligent egg arose from which appeared the celebrated cosmic being. Purport. In sex life, the combination of matter from the parents, which involves emulsification and secretion, creates the situation whereby a soul is received within matter, and the combination of matter gradually develops into a complete body. The same principle exists in the universal creation. The ingredients are present, but only when the Lord enters into the material elements is matter actually agitated. That is the cause of creation. We can see this in our ordinary experience. Although we may have clay, water, and fire, the elements take the shape of a brick only when we labor to combine them. Without the living energy, there is no possibility that matter can take shape. Similarly, this material world does not develop unless agitated by the Supreme Lord as the Virat Purusha. Yashmad Udatishta Rasal Virat. By his agitation, space was created, and the universal form of the Lord also manifested therein. Next one is a very long purport.
How is it?
Yeah.
Should we call it a morning?
Call it a day. Call it the end of the reading for today.
Okay.
So, lots of technical information, but also very nice to analyze the chemical or elemental makeup of the material world, the sense perception that's created from it, the sense organ that comes from that, and how they all combine together. So it helps us to really break things down and look at things in quite a specific, quite a specific way. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Go Premanandi.
Hare Krishna.